Hey guys, this is Josh with Adept Ape Channel, and something has bothered me in the 15 years that I've been a mechanic, whether I'm doing a rebuild, maybe changing out some emissions parts like this art head here, or even doing a transmission service. And what's always bothered me is how to clean little parts and fasteners and bolts and fittings, and I think I found about the perfect way. Larger parts obviously can be put in a large parts washer or pressure wash, but something like these somewhat fragile piston cooling jets, which can get coked up with all sorts of debris and dirty engine oil, you don't want to put them back in dirty. Not only that, they're super hard to clean the internal passages. Same with little bolts. These are oil pan bolts off of C7. As you can see, they've got some rust, they've got some super hard embedded dirt, oil, all sorts of stuff. So I decided to get this DK Sonic unit here off of Amazon, and I'll put an affiliate link if you're going to get one. Just go through the link. And the reason I went through them is they had a little bit better reviews than some of the other cleaners out there, and they replied to my emails, so good for them. So basically, it's got a heating unit and an ultrasonic unit here. It comes with a stainless steel basket, and basically all you do is just put water in there. Doesn't have to be any fancy special water, just normal tap water. You're going to fill it most of the way up. And this is a 110 unit. It's a 6-liter unit as well. And it heats it, but more importantly, it sends out an ultrasonic waves, and what it does is it makes little cavitation bubbles. And what we're going to be doing is, instead of putting the parts directly in the water, we're going to be filling these Ziploc bags and then just putting maybe about an ounce of degreaser in here. I'm using Super Clean here because it's a super concentrated chemical that will break down oils very easily. And then we're just going to use some normal water. And the reason I put it in the bags is that way the ultrasonic cleaner itself doesn't get dirty. Generally, if I'm doing a rebuild or something, I'll end up doing multiple bags of different bolts that I have labeled and bagged already. And it keeps the unit from getting dirty, and that way I can just drain them out and refill each individual bag. Then you're going to just squish all the air out. So it's about 90% water, or I should say about 99% water. And then you're just going to set the time you want. I'm going to do 50 minutes here, and then you're ready to turn it on. But I must warn you.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
The sound can be a little abrasive, especially to dogs, or if you have sensitive hearing or you're going to be standing next to it. But usually I'll just let it run and go do other stuff. So we're about 14 minutes into here to our first cleaning, and generally 1 is all it takes depending on how dirty it is. So you can see the bolts here are super clean already. Pretty much all the dirt has been pulverized off of them for the most part, all the oil's off of them. The only downside with it's kind of a bath, so even though you're removing all the dirt and material, a little bit's going to remain on whatever parts you're cleaning because it's in the same dirty water. But all the material is going to be loose, so all you have to do after you clean it is generally what I do is just spray it off with a little bit of tap water, and it'll all rinse right off, which obviously it wouldn't do initially. So we're done here. The unit resets to whatever time you'd set initially, and the heat is adjustable as well. There's also different waves you can set it to. So all we're going to do here is we're going to drain out our little bags, and then we're going to take a look and see how clean these are. Now, cooling jets have always been a real problem for cleaning because you have to clean the internal passages, which are really small in diameter. And if you don't, and something were to get in there or some sludge was in there, it could potentially damage the engine. Obviously, oil pan bolts, not as critical, but what you don't want to do is damage the threads of the bolts, and I've kind of become real picky on how clean bolts need to be when they go back in engines or on engines, and it's just something that I've been more meticulous about lately, and the ultrasonic cleaner's really helped, and it saves me a lot of time too, because I used to try to soak them in solvent or brake clean. It's a real pain in the butt. Now you can see the bolts are about 95% cleaner, and the cooling jets have none of the oil residue left on them. The bolts are going to have a little bit of the residue left just because they're in the bag with all the dirt. Remember, it doesn't make the dirt disappear. It'll just pulverize it off through cavitation off the parts. But it's still going to be in the bag, so you're going to need to rinse these parts afterward. Whether you want to use a chemical, I would just say use some tap water. And the same with the cooling jets. They are now super clean and ready to be installed. I think it's time for a little... So this customer brought their RV in saying they had a little bit of a smoke out of the exhaust. Yeah, I would say so. This seems to be steam from what we could tell. Definitely gonna need to find out why it's doing that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.